Hi everybody, my name is Rhys Barber. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates. Thanks for watching our earwax removal video compilation today. 3 patients in this compilation. First one is mine, then Taylor's, then back to mine. Now what you'll notice straight away, see that redness on the right hand side of the ear canal there? And that is because the patient's been using some cotton buds to try and clear this wax. And what they've unintentionally done is actually abraded the skin there. So we've got this redness, and you can see it almost looks like a sort of almost like a gravel rash, that kind of sensation. So basically what's happened is where the patient's been using this cotton bud has been pressing against the canal wall and actually causing this redness here. So that's quite aggressive cotton bud use, probably just down to sheer frustration trying to get this plug out. But what it's done is impacted this sort of wax and skin. You can see this long, I was really hoping this was going to be a skin ribbon, but this really long piece of skin here right at the entrance to the canal, and this very super sticky wax, because the cotton bud's been stripping the natural oils from this plug every time they've tried to get it out. And what's happened is you've formed this really thick, sticky plug. So what we're doing here, it's all pushed right down on top of the eardrum. So I'm very gently just probing the outside edges of this wax, just peeling this away very, very slowly. There we go, just going in with the next section. Lifting, you can see I'm really trying to just lift this last little piece out here, just underpinning this sticky plug of wax. So if we can remove that, we can more chance of drawing this wax plug down the canal. I've introduced a little bit of olive oil just to help the wax slide once I get it moving. I'll do that a lot sometimes. If I can see that the next time I go in, it's going to be getting this plug moving, I'll put a little bit of oil in just to help it ease along its way. There we go. Out, this is all coming. And then, oh, that is very red. So you can really see where everything's just been compacted against this canal wall. Now the difficulty when it's really red like this, it's super aggravated, which means that that skin is going to be ultra sensitive. Now the downside of that is I can't really peel on that, because if I try and lift, that's just going to be so uncomfortable for the patient. So what I will say is use a little bit of olive oil on a regular basis with this one. That last little sticky bit of wax is all going to come away and everything's going to go back to normal then. So this is Taylor's patient here. Looks very similar, of this kind of almost sticky layer on the outside edge here. So he's just attempting to remove and wiggle this front section. This would be very, very close to the outside portion of the ear canal here. So you'd probably be able to see this just with the naked eye by looking in. But that is a thick old plug, that one. Let's see if we can bend and just manipulate this front section of the wax to get this out. Taylor will be back on your screens, guys, tomorrow. I'm recording this before I go away on holiday, so you're getting this I'm doing this a week in advance. But this will go out on the Wednesday when I'm back in work, which means that I'll be with Taylor on that day to the next batch of voiceovers. So members, you'll be seeing Taylor Green again tomorrow. Subscribers, you'll be seeing him again on Friday, so you'll be back. Who knows, we might even get Katie involved at this time, because Katie's actually got a couple of wax removals she's done herself, which have gone into the folder I can see. So fingers crossed I'll get those edited up for you guys. And even Katie will be doing some voiceovers ready for us then as well. So we're just getting the last of this front section anyway. Oof, it's holding on quite tightly in there, isn't it? Just coming away. Luckily for Taylor, as he's drawing these pieces down, because of that sticky nature to the wax, it's actually drawing this next section down with it. So let's get this piece just a little bit of a wiggle. There we go. Oh, nice chunky bit of wax, that one. And oh, we're still going. I thought we'd be coming to the end of this plug, but if you look just below this section, you can see it still goes in a bit further. A little bit of sort of wiggling to get this front section away. Now let's see how deep this, oh goodness me, it's still going. Still drawing forwards though, so that's really good. Now we're going to get to the deeper bit, I think. Yeah, so we can, oh my goodness, that was going. So considering we could see this right from the front of the ear canal, this is actually going all the way down to the eardrum. So very, very deep, long plug, this one. That would have been, if that had come out in one go, I think you would have been looking at a good kind of 2.5 centimeters of that one. And last little bit, let's grab that. It's just on its way, it's nearly there. Good, good, good. That's looking nice. It's coming away layer by layer at the moment, but it is still drawing down the canal. I can't remember how much was in there. My goodness me, this is going to be a good ruler shot. I hope he's done a ruler shot at the end of this one, guys. I can't say for definite, because he does kind of get a bit sort of excited when he gets everything out, and a lot of the time it ends up in the bin without you get to see a ruler shot. So I think he should have done one on this one, looking at it. Ooh. It's on its way, it's nearly there. A little bit of a wiggle just to get this out to the outer portion of the ear canal. Sometimes they get a little bit stuck just at that entrance. My goodness me, that was a full canal, but looking a lot better there. I think he's just got a little kind of soft stuff at the bottom there. Is he going to go in and get that? I think he might be, looking at this. Yeah, there you go. So just tidying up this last little bit. Out that goes. I'm just tidying up the entrance. Fabulous stuff. And the eardrum looking nice and healthy. A couple of lighter spots on the drum there as well. Usually that's little tiny bits of sort of dry, not dry skin, but sort of this kind of milky coloured skin you get on there. So 3 centimeters, 1.5 inches worth of earwax there from both from that ear canal, sorry, with Taylor. So we're back to me now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we got a very, very dry wax plug here. It's not really causing too much issue as far as the hearing is concerned, but patient could feel there was something in there. You know, they were getting this sort of irritation, this itching in their ear canals, and this is understandably why you've got this very, very dry wax layer that's sitting right at the entrance to the canal. So that's the portion of the ear canal where you're going to get the most movement with jaw movement. So this most flexing to the canal is going to be that outer section that's surrounded by cartilage, and this is all sitting right on that section. You can see a little flinch from the patient there. It's just because a big chunk of that wax just got sucked inside the machine. And when it does that, sometimes you hear a really loud pop as it disappears down the suction tube. I'm trying to lift this dry wax section. It's hanging on just behind this piece of dry skin. There we go. Now we're starting to get some detachment. I'm trying to find the end of this piece. There we go. Well, this is dry as a bone, this piece. Can we get this one out? There we go. Oh, got stuck again on the way past. A little bit more of a wiggle. I might have to drop back onto the next section. There we go. Oh, it's broken off just as we took that out. So there's one more bit to come away. There we are. Lovely. Let's take a look beyond that. Eardrum looking healthy-ish, slightly retracted, but nothing major going on there. Oh, now this is a very different type of wax. So the other side was very dry. You can see why the patient really wouldn't have oiled that one as much as this side, because they weren't really having as many difficulties with the other side compared to this one. But this is a very soft wax plug. This one's had probably a good week's worth of oiling by the looks of it at minimum. So we're just taking this away. You can see everything at the moment is getting sucked into the machine. This plug is starting to break down. Now when they're really kind of mushy like this, sometimes what we'll do is start off with a bit of suction, move on to a little bit of irrigation later on if we needed to. It all depends on how this kind of plug reacts as we get further in. I had a lovely lady through, I mentioned on one of the videos actually last week, who'd been to one of the high street chains, and I think she had 3 attempts at the wax removal there and just hadn't got anything out. And it was just because the wax was almost liquid and completely encasing that ear canal. But literally with suction, so I could, all I tend to do with those is suction a little bit. So I suction a kind of channel down the center, and then if it's really sticky, rather than trying to peel that off the canal walls, I'll irrigate. And oh my goodness, so much came out with irrigation, and it came out really, really easily. I'd say within about less than a minute on each ear, we had it squeaky clean on both sides. There we go, it's starting to come away really, really well. Out that comes. Oh, a little bit of dry skin here just at the entrance to the canal, so we're going to get rid of that. There we go. And Last couple of pieces now. I've just got the fine end on for these. I might have to switch it back up looking at that to the standard size because it's just very kind of slurpy in here. Patient talking to me a little bit there. You can tell that just by the way the camera, see the camera's moving back and forth a little bit. And it's just where the patient's chatting to me. So their jaw, so where you've got your bridge is usually on the outside portion of the sort of the head there. So when the jaw is moving, you get this kind of movement to your bridge where you just get this kind of, the finger never moves from the patient's head, but obviously underneath the jaw is moving and the muscles are moving. So it's just kind of wiggling back and forth. There we go. Last couple of pieces now. You see I'm just tidying up this edge here. So we'll see if that little bit of skin's going to come away or whether it's still really firmly attached. It looks like it's really firmly attached. So we're just going to take these last couple of bits. And looking nice and healthy. So we've got 2 centimeters, 7/8 of an inch on that one as well, guys. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching our video again today. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget you can always like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for me. If you thoroughly enjoy the video, you can also consider becoming members of the channel. That way, then you get to see even more videos every single week. But in the meantime, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And myself and the lovely Mr. Taylor Green will be back tomorrow for you members, on Friday for you subscribers. Bye, everybody.